Grayskull.
Sky's the limit. You know, we have stuff for semester 2 is mind blowing that we have, you know, and we're gonna keep this thing going. You know, we're gonna expand. We're gonna constantly add more classes because hip hop is not just about writing and flowing. You know, it's also this right here, the mind, researching. It's also debating. It's also exercising. Like, trust, we're gonna take this thing beyond what people thought and think a masterclass with interactivity can be.
I'm gonna set this as a sidebar, Shy. You might have to edit this out, but I have to fucking ask, yo. The shit with Royce, yo. Like, so I have to say, when it started sparking off, I was like, I don't know that Royce knows what he's getting himself into. But I feel like I was also like, a lot of people didn't realize like what was happening here. But I was like, if this dude actually comes with bars, it's gonna be scary. Because I think a lot of people don't realize like you came from the battle scene as well. Like you had a showing there that was like, don't sleep on this dude, because he might hurt your feelings. But beyond that, you took his style
and did it to him.
Me and my wife are in here fucking dying. Like, why would he go that hard? Like, you could have took it a little bit easier on him. But like, and Royce, like, I fucking love Royce. Like, Royce is like, I put him up there as like one of the top MCs. But I've been listening to you for a minute as well, and I knew what you were gonna do. Like, I already knew what was coming. And I was kind of worried, like, all right, this could go really badly. And he didn't respond, so, you know, good for him, I guess. But
yeah,
you got to speak on that for me.
Listen, Chilla was a guy I called about this thing, you know, and you know, I was gonna take it very light on Royce. Gonna be more creative, and you know, that live that he did, it really just, you know, it kind of said, okay, I have to do this, because it's not just Royce, right? It was Joe Budden,
right?
It was about 10,000 people on the live, and I said to myself, and I'm looking at the comments, and a lot of people they didn't know either.
Right.
But the people that listened to me and were supportive of me, they knew what was going to happen.
Right.
And, you know, he got blindsided, and, you know, it's just another day in the office, man. Like that thing, you know, that thing was created in less than 24 hours. It didn't take a lot of work. You know, it was, you know, people love it, people adore it, and that was literally a writing session for me.
It was light work, yeah.
It wasn't.
But
trying to hold back, man. What you doing, man?
It's just like one of those things, because like I have mutuals with Royce, so I'm trying to like not go to, but you kind of went in, and the fact that you used his style to, like, what inspired that part? Like, because all right, I understand, like he said some disrespectful shit, like that was clear, and the way he approached it was like he was not just lyrically superior, but intellectually superior. Like he approached it from a really arrogant position.
Elitist.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And you maintained your poise the entire time. But then when it came with the bar work, it was like, you know what? Fuck this dude. I'm gonna just, and it was like, oh, he like really, and I know for you it wasn't a heavy lift. But at the same time, like, was there a part that was like, I don't really need to do all that. I could hold back just a little bit? Like, was there none?
Hulk smash, yo.
No,
You got-
smash.
Man, yeah.
Hell no.
You gotta remember,
What the hell are you talking about?
it was checking boxes, really.
Go back.
Right, checking boxes, right.
So you got to think again. To go back to what Chilla said earlier. If Drake does a technique, I'm calling Chilla like, yo, Drake did.
Right.
I can do that for every MC in the culture,
Right.
and I can do everybody's style in the culture. It's not
Right.
difficult.
Right.
Not difficult at all. As listeners, right? It's just something that we enjoy to listen to, and we love it, right?
Right.
But as tacticianists,
Okay.
it's a completely different thing. It's like, oh, I know what he does there. That's easy, because it's not. It's science and math.
Styles upon styles is what I had.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Can y'all rest one? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like when you say I took Royce's style, like it was meant for me to do that, right? Like it was like RJ and Ransom, that was already planned.
Right.
But then when I was like, you know what, Royce said checking boxes,
Right.
maybe because he's checking boxes. So let me show him
Come
that
on.
I can do this with his name and announcing to him Ryan Montgomery. And then I proceeded to give him every multisyllabic that he wanted, because that's what he loves, on top of barring within it. And it was like, let me show you that I can do this extremely easily. It's not rocket science.
Right.
To me, it's not rocket science. But
Oh.
But now, right? Let me show you what I do,
Right.
and let me give you all of this intricacy, and then
Let's go, Mickey. Straight
So,
up. Let's go.
Let me just say,
Yeah.
I gotta put one up for you because
appreciate it.
You know something a little funny?
Yeah.
Oh, Hydro got his hand up. But let me say one thing. People were debating on this so much, like the verses, like whose verse was iller, and there was
what
these
was there to
debates.
debate about though?
You know, I don't know, man. People were just online with it, and you know how people be online in, right? So I was like, yo, I know I can get these stats. I know I got the stats. Like, if you guys want the stats, I can bring the stats, right? And I analyzed all the verses, and it was ridiculous, and I hated it because it was like they had like 300 bars or something. Took me forever, right? And I knew I had to get it right, and I sent Mickey all of his stats. The shit looked like a science project. It was like 37% this and 3.5 and this and all the numbers to all the techniques. It was crazy. And I'm like, yo, he's gonna love this, you know what I'm saying? And he writes back, I don't know if he remembers, he said, yo, but you didn't catch my triple entendres though. You didn't get my triple entendres, you know what I mean? I was like, oh shit, I had to go back. You know, but it's true though, man. I had to do the stats on it, and it was wild. It was wild. Yo, Hydro, what up?
Peace.
I was surprised to see your name.
No, I'm first and foremost, I want to just apologize and pardon self for being late. I was just at a show in Hartford in my hood, with some brothers. But yeah, when I saw the Zoom initially as well and saw Pendulum Ink, it was like, this is dope because I'm in Pendulum Ink. And so I'm not sure what was said here before I came in here, but I can just give from my perspective. I am a huge Royce 5'9" fan, and much more so than I was a Mickey Factz fan at that time when I heard this record. And you, as a writer, as a spitter, you could tell when people are really going in, and then it was crazy because what Mickey did was so over the top, and he made it seem so easy. And his delivery, his swag on there, everything was just that song right there. That's a masterclass. That entire piece is a masterclass.
Mickey, didn't you have a mixtape called "I'm Better Than You" back in the day? Yeah,
I did.
Yeah. So I've been riding with him for a minute. Like I've been a fan. You know.
Yeah. Nah,
like,
Mickey.
I love hip hop. So
this whole Pendulum Ink thing is very unique and very dope. Because for me, I thought, like he said, it's going places where nobody thought it would. I initially thought it was a master class. It's much more than that. Way more than just a regular master class. And I've been invited to master classes in the past, and there's nothing like what Pendulum Ink gives as far as the access that you have to these gentlemen. And I've had some real conversations with Mickey before. You know, that's not the norm from any type of interaction that you'll have with an MC of his stature or artist of his stature. And then what Pendulum Ink does, that school of thought, that, you know, the lessons that we go through, the exercises that we have, the back and forth debates and discussions that we have, you know, Chilla, Mickey, Rap Seminar, Rhymecology, Jeff, Comikbook Cam, they're actually in there like participating with us. So it's not like they're just dictating to us, like they're enthusiastic and their energy is in there. It doesn't, you know, before I joined Pendulum Ink, I was skeptical because you see a lot of MCs and artists with a name that be doing a lot of funny stuff, you know, and even before Pendulum Ink, when I heard the name Pendulum, it was a Mickey Factz and Chilla Jones record, and me coming from being a battle rapper on 106 and Park and stuff like that, Chilla Jones has always been, and especially in this region as well, being on the East Coast and not too far from my hood, and even having battled in I Battle, which is a Connecticut-based league in the very beginning. Like, it just made me look at Pendulum Ink like, what are they doing or whatever? So doing more research before I actually joined and speaking to Chilla before I even joined, it just let me know, oh, this is very different and unique. And as an MC and an artist, I always trying to do something different and unique. So this what they're doing is amazing. It's I feel privileged to be one of the first in the first class of people that's in Pendulum Ink. And I can tell you right now, I listen to music, I listen to bars, I listen to everything different. There's certain things that I might have thought was something before, and now I know what it is, what's happening. And it's also, Pendulum Ink has made me a better MC. It has made me a better writer. Yeah. It's also made me a better person, man. I've been through some wild stuff in my early childhood, and there's been sessions that Jeff has led, you know, at times. Everyone leads different classes at different times. Sometimes it's Mickey, most of the time it's Dean Factz driving the wheel, and Chilla is right there back and forth with him. But then Chilla has his classes that he teaches, you know, that are just battle rap related, like cheat codes. You know, Mickey's doing business related classes, Jeff's doing things that are from the realm of mental health. Like we had a real powerful session during one of our classes with Jeff that struck a chord with me and what I've been through. And you guys know that because we talked about that before. Right. And that's very unique, man. So I look forward to Mickey and Chilla and the whole Pendulum Ink. You know, I've told him this before. I see a day where, you know, this Pendulum Ink will be in universities, you know, and high schools and schools, like physical buildings, because of the, you know, right now where it's at in the space and the Zoom, it's amazing. Like I've had a lot of experience with Zoom and stuff and different stuff of that nature, and it usually sucks. But the interaction that we have with one another, them being, you know, the educators, and then also the people that are in my class with me, you know, it's very unique and very dope. And now that you all are here together, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yo, so
It's
again,
actually
I'm
dope,
gonna say,
man.
Beautiful testimonial.
I was about to say, yo, like, you basically just reinforced everything that each of them kind of said before you came on. So that's actually dope to get it from a participant's perspective and again reinforcing the message. So, yeah, that's salute, man.
I was
I
really
mean,
hoping
cut
you
you
come
to
on.
Q.
nah, I was just gonna say, like again, I fucking love hip hop, and a lot of this shit is the reason why. Like, just this feeling that I'm having, right? Like, it's not the beer. It's like when I hear shit and feel shit like this, like it's real. Like, I fucking love it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 45 years old, and hip hop has been a part of my life pretty much all those years. You know what I'm saying? And now that I'm like really in it again, like this right now is giving me those feels. Like when I was a kid and I first realized I wanted to rap. You know what I'm saying? This is what I needed then. And the fact that people have it now is it's brilliant to me.
And it's needed now as well, Q. I would urge everybody that's in this Zoom right now to sign up for the next next semester, like the next full semester of Pendulum Ink. You need to get in there because I know I'm jealous. I'm gonna probably end up signing up again because I know Mickey and Chilla gonna take it to another level. And as an MC, as a writer, as a person, you know, you never stop learning. And that's another thing as well. You said you're 45, I'm 40. Mickey is right around our age. Chilla's right around our age. These dudes is gracefully aging in hip hop, showing examples of how you can also grow and build as an MC, as a businessman. You know, because some of the people that come in to talk to us that's in Mickey's Rolodex, it's bananas, son. Like it's priceless.
Yeah.
I'm in the next one, bro.
Yeah, we got this month coming up for my business class. We got my attorney going over my record label contract when I was signed to Jive Records.
Word.
And that's never artist has never shown the public.
Yo, Mickey, you better get security, man. They gonna start sending people after you, man.
FOI.
Yeah, you know, I feel like it's important, right? And you know, we got for Comikbook Cam's content creation class, we got Coda the Friend pulling up in July. You know, this guy goes viral all the time. You know, and he's gonna be teaching them content, right? Next month we got an Apple playlist curator and a music supervisor pulling up to teach them how to get on playlists and how to get your songs in movies, television, and commercial. Like, you not getting this nowhere else, bruh.
Yeah.
Yo, are there drop-in rates for these classes?
Yeah, we have drop-ins. You could drop in for any class you like. You know, it's all on the site. You know, we encourage people to drop in because we want to give this knowledge away, but you know, we can't give it away for free. And we believe that the knowledge that we getting robbed. You know, we have a mental health specialist on deck, bro. Like, we are getting robbed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and this first year, we giving Hydro's here. He don't even know what's about to happen for the rest of the year. He don't know about graduation and what we got planned and how we just keep adding things on and we keep holding so many secrets. Like, it's mind blowing the stuff that we're trying to do, because we feel like what I learned in this game, you have to give back, you have to invest, you have to reinvest, you have to keep pushing forward and not holding and hoarding, right? The more you going to hoard and die with it all.
Right.
For what?
Damn.
For what?
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So me calling all, you guys heard their testimonies. Me calling these guys, I could not do this without them. I couldn't do it.
Right.
And it's like, okay, now let me share this with them. My resources are their resources. And they all own their own stuff. Rob has Rap Seminar. If Rob called me and was like, yo, listen, Mickey, I want to get this person to do Rap Seminar, I'm going to pick up my phone and make it happen.
Right.
If Jeff called me and be like, yo, Mickey, I want, you know what, for Rhymecology, I want KRS-One, I'm gonna make it happen. There's nobody that these guys, because these are my brothers, there's nobody that they can ask for that I would not attempt to make it happen. Any idea that they've ever brung, I'm like, okay, let's figure it out. Let's figure it out. There's never been a time when they come to me and say something and be like, yo, let's do this. And I'll be like, no. I'll be like, oh, if I feel like it's a no, I said, let's talk about it. But most times I'm gonna be like, let's figure it out. Let's figure this thing out. Because I want my guys to never feel like they have to go somewhere else to do what we're doing here. This is home for all of us. So I'm trying to make my guys happy and make sure that they all straight, period. Like, that's it, period. Like, I lean on them, they lean on me, and that's how it's supposed to be in hip hop, period. And the same way I love my guys, I love my students. I love my students to death. Two of my students last week, they were like, yo, Mickey, they were like, yo, we got some solicitations from, one guy got a solicitation from Double XL, right? Another guy got a solicitation from a label. I saw both, and I said, I made a school-wide video. I said, in perpetuity, if there's ever, in perpetuity, not just for the semester, in perpetuity, if you ever get solicited by anybody and you want to know if it's real or fake, you hit me directly and we will do this together. There will never be a time where you guys will get gypped out of your money, because we don't believe in that here at Pendulum Ink. We do not believe in that here.
Wow.
We're gonna help. We here. This is a alumni thing. We're gonna treat this just like a real college, a real school, and that's in perpetuity. So I could be 50. They hit me up. I'm reaching in my Rolodex. No, this is fake. Don't do it.
You about to be 50 like in 2 months. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you heard me. I'm gonna be 50 in 2 months.
Easy on the 50 jokes, all right? Some of us are 50 already, all right? Easy on the 50 jokes.
So how many semesters for till somebody graduates? What does the student expect walking in to Pendulum Ink, and what's their experience from start to finish?
I'm gonna let Cam answer that one.
Yeah.
Oh man, I didn't expect that. Yeah, man. So graduation, so the first graduation is in February. February 25th, 27th?
6.
Boy, I said the 2 around it. That's wild. Yeah, man. But yeah, that's so the semester, this first semester lasts for 8 months. So we started in March. It's gonna end in October with a crazy legendary guest. My goodness, kudos to Chilla for getting the Method Man come through. That's gonna be wild. Yeah, graduation. I don't even know if I can really speak on graduation as the event. I don't even know if I would definitely rather the dean talk about that. But graduation is a whole crazy situation, man, and it's for me, a story I always tell. First of all, a story I always tell is about when I was in 8th grade, and the teachers had us all write down what we wanted to be when we for our career choice in the 8th grade. Now it's 8th grade, so I'm 13, and I wrote down rapper because I had already been writing since the 5th grade, and she told me that wasn't realistic, and I had to change the answer, right? So
look at me now, Miss Johnson. Look at me, Miss Johnson.
Exactly. So to know that there's a graduation about to happen now that I'm teaching, a class in, I can't be more grateful. That's ridiculous. That's crazy. And yeah, man, that's a long answer for what you just asked. But yeah, graduation is in February, and it's a whole situation going down in Atlanta. A whole situation going down in Atlanta at the gathering. It's gonna be crazy.
Hey Mickey, I'm not sure, but most master classes don't last that long, right?
Most master classes last for a month.
This is a school.
I got invited to Black Thought's masterclass with one of the museums in New York, and it was like a day class.
Yeah.
That's what I usually think when I hear master classes in one day.
Yeah, so I had no idea even when I spoke to Mickey and he was like, it's 8 months long. I was like, what?
I mean, a master class is a day though, which is why we really had to change the that's why we really had to change the verbiage of what we're doing. And this is really a school. Like it's really a school.
You gotta see our school, our classes. Dudes is in there with these. Like this. It's like this. Because a lot of stuff is like, it's not something that we memorize. Like we literally had to do it like a couple, like a day or two before or something. And we in there rapping for Fonte, rapping for Rock from Helter Skelter, rapping for, who else was in there? Recently, after Fonte.
Ace.
Master Ace. The Master Ace class was bonkers because Master Ace has probably been the most technical person that we've had so far, which I didn't expect that. And really? so his class, I expected Fonte to be more technical, which you might argue that he is as far as what he's doing, but when they sit down and break down what they're doing, a lot of our favorite MCs just did it because it sounded dope. That's the illest answer to hear. Inspector Deck say, I don't know why, it sounded dope. And he's doing all these things that Chilla and Mickey have identified over and over. So it's not like something that just he's doing. It's something that is you could pinpoint it and then you can see it. And they do that. Mickey will have examples in our curriculum. Oh, this is an example of that. And here's another example. And now you do it. And do it and read it in front of everybody.
Hydro, what's been your favorite technique so far?
I think it was I don't have a favorite to sort of say. I think with me is like I love the fact that I'm getting so many different techniques and have a name for it, a way to identify it. And then me, I've always been very different as a writer, and people have been like, yo, your style is unorthodox, or like some people either get it and appreciate it or they don't. So with these different techniques, it is, I see that I have done some of these techniques already myself, and it was because it sounded good, it felt right, because I was studying these legendary MCs and kind of like syncing and downloading what they did and not even knowing. Glitching, shadow boxing was probably one of the ones that was really dope. I think glitching, because it's one of those ones that you and Mickey do so very well. So the techniques that you guys are really well known for, that you then can show us, and then like it's almost, I tell people Pendulum Ink is a cheat code, So every lesson that we get is like a new cheat code, and you download that cheat code, and you can, when you play in the game, you sometimes use certain cheat codes and you don't use others, and so this is like the GTA of rap and hip hop and lyricism. Like we out here running around in the real world with a bunch of different cheat codes, like. So
it made me think of
they out here making mutants. It's like X-Men school.
It made me think of Neo in the Matrix. I know Kung Fu.
I won't even say the Matrix, because I would say more like I take it to the comic book realm. Mickey and Chilla are like, they're like Magneto and Professor X. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's dope because there's times when we in class and that thing that all MCs have, that competitiveness, and you want to be dope, like that comes out in class at times, and Mickey's doing stuff and Chilla's doing stuff and Cam's doing stuff. Like that's dope, and that's nothing that a professor at Harvard is going to be able to do with his class.
So
I wish I had these guys in school when I was a kid.
I have a question for Jeff, because I think mostly because of where I'm at in my life and what's happened to me over the past year. And the reason why I'm even part of GRYSKLL now is largely because of a mental health situation. So I'm curious how it factors in to the overall class situation.
How Rhymecology factors into the school?
Yeah, like as far as like for the students, because like I said, for me, I came into the GRYSKLL family around because of something that happened to me. Like I had a stroke last year. It's a long story, but I got robbed by a rich white dude who I ended up losing my company to, and yada yada yada. And Sha reached out to me. Yep.
Do you mean, are you asking Jeff like how Rhymecology, how the mental health aspect of Rhymecology factors into Pendulum Ink?
Yeah. So what are the students getting from, like, how is that factoring into what the students are getting from the overall program?
So what we like to say is we're not trying to create stillable robots. Okay, a lot of people can say miracle, lyrical, spirit, but you know, we got that. But if you think about your favorite records from growing up, most of the time there's going to be you're relating to the artist in some sort of way, whether it's emotional, whether they are expressing an emotion that you needed to hear at that time, right, or whether they are just expressing their own emotion, which you didn't even know you needed to hear, and you connected with that. And those are the records that you keep going back to, more than someone who, you know, just blew your mind with a really cool simile or metaphor, right? So what we want to do in this school is really combine both the really cool simile and metaphor and triple entendre with the safety pin coming back to a shadow box with the social wellness and mental health aspect. So I want to get people to feel not only safe to listen to people who are doing that, but also, you know, notice the history of it. You know, a lot of times we think of hip hop as being so, you know, machismo and so bravado and so, you know, all that stuff. But, you know, we forget the times where these people like made us literally cry on a track. You know what I'm saying? Like Master Ace made me cry on a track when on Long Hot Summer. Immortal Technique made me cry when he said on You Never Know. Like I literally, you know, and so like I want our students to at least be emotionally available. They might not have to be able to go into the deepest well, but if you don't have that, like you're not going to have a staying power as much. Like if you look at like Fonte, Master Ace, like these guys, like they're so honest on a record. They're so honest on a track. Like that's why they have a longer term fan base than someone who, you know, is just kind of like in the moment, who's rapping a certain style in the moment that could, you know, come or go. And so I want our students to be emotionally available, to be able to recognize when they're feeling something and when they are feeling something, which we've talked about with all of our students, Hydro included. You know, like the best way to work through it is to write about it. You know, the shit that you think you shouldn't rap about, the thing that you think is the hardest thing to rap about is exactly the thing that you should. So that's what Rhymecology is.
Thank you. Bam! That's what's up.
Wow!
That's love, man.
Yo, that struck a nerve, yo. That struck a nerve.
Yo, I was just about to say,
Rhymecology, he not even giving himself the proper just due to what he does, man. Like every person that we have, legendary guest that comes in, he breaks down one of their verses. And he breaks down their verses in a way that even they're like, whoa, like, thank you. Like, I appreciate that you did this. Like, you know.
Can I show y'all real quick?
Yeah, for sure.
Show y'all.
And it gets real. Like, I witnessed my mother murdered when I was a kid. And there was an exercise that we did where I literally was, I was like speaking to my moms and my dad at the same time and using one of the styles that we were incorporating in Pendulum Ink and with Rhymecology, like leading that class. yo, that was power. I couldn't. They asked me to repeat the verse, and it was hard for me to repeat the verse because it was that real and that. So it's not like some cheesy, corny shit.
Nope.
Like, oh, we got a mental health person in here. Like,
Right.
It's like, nah, because a lot of people play on mental health, and that's not cool. And that's not rhymecology. Like what the brother is doing is fucking dope.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll say one more thing before he brings this. Rob brings this in, is like what you did in that exercise, Hydro. Like that's why I do this. That's why we do this, is because you might not feel comfortable sitting across from a chair who's like, tell me about what happened with your parents. You just might not. But if we're breaking down what Phonte did about the generational cycles in his life and why he made the decisions that he did and why he's following certain paths that his father did and mother did, blah, 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 blah. Like, we're like doing that. And then we look at, okay, well, what's the cycle in your life? Like, that's what it's relatable. Now, all of a sudden it's relatable instead of, like, I could have been the guy with the suit in the leather chair saying, tell me about your dad, but that's not me, right? So this is why this is such a perfect scenario, not only for me, but for you, Hydro, and every other student, is because it's providing actually a safe, relatable space where we hear other artists who have done this in the past giving, and I'm then just like giving you the exercise to actually do it. And if you don't, like, and kudos to the people who do. Most of the people in the class, they take that minute and they do it, and they're like, ooh, I didn't think I could go there, but when I did, it just kind of changed my world. It just changed my life, right? People say that, and I mean, that's why we do it. So thank you, Hydro.
Yeah, and then to hear people like Inspector Deck talk about his verse on Cream, or hear Phonte talk about his verse and where they were when they wrote those, it also allows you, like, man, this is one of my heroes. This is somebody I look up to, and they're sharing this, and so it also gives you that, that power. We know that word is used often, but it does give you that power to say, oh man, I could be vulnerable and I could talk about my real life and this shit. Because Phonte said it best. Yo, dog, you can't just you can't keep barring me, man. You can't just keep rapping to me.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, so Rob was gonna show something, because the other part is I also break down rhymes as far as techniques and stuff and turn in an article. So Rob, what you got? Show your bros.
This is it. I don't know if y'all can see it. I was kind of up to it, but
I see it.
Jeff he writes an article about each of the MCs that we feature as guest MCs. And so far we have the one for Inspector Deck, Master Ace, and Phonte. And we're working on the Corey Guns right now. But yeah, this is the Master Ace joint. I do the layout and the editing, and Jeff is the writer, the author, So it's pretty dope, man. These we get them printed and we mail it to the artist as a thank you for coming through, Yeah.
That's just the first page. There's like 5 pages usually. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I was actually reading.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah. So
we'll get to it.
So he breaks down the bars in different ways, He looks like the ideas at the themes he finds, and then he breaks down the word choice and then the rhyme patterns he notices, right? So it's pretty dope, and I love reading them too, because a lot of times, like, I'm familiar with Master Ace, but I don't know like all about his work. You know what I'm saying? And so I love to read about hip hop. So while I'm editing, it's like, yo, I got a new addition to the Pendulum magazine right here, So it's been dope. I've been enjoying this.
Do you guys publish these anywhere else?
So far, we're holding on to them. Our students see them. Our students get them.
Good enough.
Super hip hop nerdy stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, the one by the plane. Yeah.
Dragon, you said you wanted to know about the book I was holding up.
Yeah, definitely. What is that?
Yeah, man. So yeah, I went to North Carolina Central University, man, and anybody that went to college knows that if you go to your bookstore, your library, or your student union, you find merch, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is just a notebook. This is a Pendulum Ink notebook, courtesy of Rap Seminar. Rob, getting us the hookup. This is a custom made notebook.
That's a dope.
Literally, it's a custom made notebook. You can go on the website right now and cop a notebook. Cop a Pendulum Ink notebook with a Pendulum Ink pen. That's how serious this is.
That's what are the students like when the students sign up? Do they get a packet, or how does the students intake process? What's their process like when they come on board?
So they fill out an application, of course, and we go over all the applications. So for this, of course, there was a limit on this first cohort that we have.
Mm-hmm.
It was 60, and that I think we have I can't remember 50, no 60, no, we have like 61 if we're talking, because we have some people that are auditors. They just come in just to watch. They're not here to graduate. They're here to intake the information. They don't even participate in the class, other than they might be in the chat. Right. We bring them in for a Q&A so they can get all their questions out the way, because this is brand new, right? This is something. This isn't typical. This isn't like available anywhere. And then after the Q&A, they just let us know if they ready to move forward, and if they are, then we enroll them and put them inside of the. We have chats, these virtual campus group chats, right now, that they can they converse with each other on the subject matter. Oh yeah, you get your acceptance letter. My fault. I skipped a few steps. We send out an acceptance letter before we invite them into the Q&A. And then Q&A, and then like I said, they get in the chat. The chat, I would probably say that has proven to be much more epic than we probably thought it was gonna be. The chats get crazy, like crazy.
What kind of technology you guys using for the chat? WhatsApp, beautiful. Okay, that's dope.
Mm-hmm. And it gets crazy. I'm talking about people dropping rhymes, people just discussing, having debates on the subject matter. You said video? What'd you say, Hydro?
No, I was just saying sometimes in the chat, like it's not just where you just typing rhymes out and stuff of that nature. Like sometimes it's like, hey man, we need to hear what that was. So it's like guys will put the audio in there of stuff, rapping something, or certain challenges Mickey might give us, if it is to be done over a beat. So that's for you to record yourself and turn it in. So the chat go crazy, man. Like sometimes I gotta turn the notifications off because it's like 2, 4 in the morning and dudes in there still going crazy with it. Like it's some real rap shit.
It does. I mean, we're breaking barriers, man. To be totally honest, like this is like I write music as well. And I'm talking about like write out notes. Like I have manuscript paper, which is just, the sheet music.
Yeah. And
I write out sheet music for our guests that come in. I write a verse. I like Fonte's verse or Inspector Deck's verse from oh my God, why can't I think of the verse that I wrote out for him right now? I don't even have it on me because
Cream.
Huh? I didn't write Cream. I wrote
Triumph.
His number one verse. Yeah.
I wrote out Triumph, like the notation.
Wow.
Of Triumph rhythmically, where it sits at.
We saw the joint you did for Fonte. A couple of us.
Yeah, there you go.
Fonte,
Yeah, that was amazing.
Yeah.
So yeah, like we're breaking barriers because that stuff doesn't exist out here, man, and it should, because everybody else, I can tell you, because I was in the music department, every other musical art form gets it. We just don't.
I'm glad it didn't exist before y'all. Y'all are the right
Exactly.
ones to deliver it, man. Y'all are definitely the right ones to deliver it.
Word.
Do y'all hold class every week?
Mickey, a lot of different names. I call Mickey Mick Fury. That's what I call him, Mick
dope.
Fury, because he put together the Avengers.
That's dope. Y'all host class every week?
Except for this week, we have holidays too.
Yeah, I'm sure you need them, man. With all the work y'all doing, y'all doing a lot of.
Well, we
heavy
made
lifting,
our own holidays, you know.
Mhm.
We made I'll let Chilla go through the holidays because Chilla get to be he get a chance to be quiet right now. We got to talk. Chilla got to talk.
Man, I've been battling all month, man. We have, we have hip hop holidays that we observe, like the birthday of hip hop, Biggie and Tupac's passing, and then of course, the day Ice Cube had a good day.
Okay. Okay.
These are all Pendulum Ink hip hop holidays that we observe, and so we don't hold classes on any of those days.
That's what's up.
Dope, yeah.
But generally, yes, we do classes weekly. Jeff does the Rhymecology class every Wednesday. We do the advanced techniques and the rap theory classes every Sunday. We do the refresher course every Monday, and that's for anybody who misses the Sunday class for the rap theory or advanced techniques. It's kind of a shorter express class that gives them a chance to kind of pull up, see what they would have missed. The groups generally in these classes are smaller. So generally in our normal Sunday classes, we have 20 to 25 of our students, sometimes closer to 30. The Monday night classes generally are much, much smaller. So we don't necessarily need as much time to be able to teach and convey the lessons. But what you will have is we have a lot of our students from the rap theory, which is Cam's department, that'll stick around for the advanced techniques classes. And so even though these guys are in class with Cam and they're learning how to flow and do different things stylistically, they get the opportunity to kind of stick around and see what the advanced techniques cohort is learning. So they may sneak in on a class and learn glitching or learn shadow boxing or splicing or corner bending or any of the many techniques that we teach in the advanced technique side. So it's kind of a cool class where they get to mesh a little bit and they get to be around different people than they're used to in their normal classes, which is really, really dope. And then we do most of our elective classes on Thursdays. So my battle rap class is once a month on a Thursday. The Mickey Money class is once a month on a Thursday. Cam's content creation class is also once a month on a Thursday. So all in all, we're doing 4 advanced technique classes a month, 4 rap theory classes a month, 4 rhymecology classes a month, with the last one being our legendary guest MC. So it's the last Wednesday of the month. And then 3 elective monthly courses. So out of 30 days in the month, probably 14 to 15 of those days, there's at least one class happening.
What's the age?
Yeah,
like,
the demographic.
You have like a minimum age. I hope not a maximum. Like you can be 99 still rapping, but do you have an age that people tend to start at, or do you have like a you can't be younger than age?
I don't think we ever set an age, did we?
We never officially set an age right now. Okay. In terms of like the curriculum and the classes, it would probably be 18, I would say. No limit on the other side. You can be 60, 70, 80, 90, as long as you're serious about what you're trying to learn and what you're trying to figure out. You're always invited to pull up on us and learn whatever it is that you're looking to learn. What I will say is we've also definitely been approached by different companies and different programs in regards to doing some private workshops. Mm-hmm. So, we have been approached by programs that may be teaching 13-year-olds, 15-year-olds that would like us to go in there with a particular, specific child-friendly curriculum where it's like, you know, we can kind of teach them certain things over the course of maybe 1 week or 2 weeks. I know Rob, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be doing something like that really, really soon in El Paso, where he is, I believe he's going to be teaching some of the youth. Is that right, Rob?
Yeah. I got, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I got contracted by the History Museum here in my neighborhood, actually. I live close to downtown in El Paso, and the History Museum reached out to me to do a series of hip hop workshops during a summer camp that they've organized for kids. For kids specifically from Segundo Barrio, which is one of the historic neighborhoods in El Paso. It's also one of the most impoverished neighborhoods in El Paso, and at the same time gentrified neighborhoods. So there's like a clear line where the new buildings are and where the new buildings are not, you know what I'm saying? And they've displaced people and things of that nature. But so the kids in that neighborhood, for the most part, will be participating in this. And my part is, oh, what happened? Is someone leaving?
Hydro just dropped.
Oh, peace, Hydro. All right. So my part of the class is, so there's a DJ who's going to be teaching the kids how to DJ and allowing them to learn about the turntables and stuff like that, and the role of the DJ. And then, and she's dope. She's dope. And then I'm doing the emceeing component, and what we're gonna do is basically, they want me to teach the history, some of the history of hip hop, and then go into, I'm gonna introduce them to just a quick overview of the 4 elements, show them some cool videos of different people who are, you know, practitioners in this. And then we're gonna go in and focus on lyricism and rapping, you know? So I like to use the cipher, like the concept of the MC cipher when I work with kids. So we're gonna be ciphering a lot. They're gonna be writing rhymes. And I'm gonna do a little mini Pendulum Ink seminar, you know what I'm saying? for the kids. And it's gonna be dope. Oh, and it leads to, they're gonna get to perform. So we're gonna also give them, I'm gonna get them the microphone. They're gonna practice on the mic with a PA system, and get them ready to hit the stage. And we'll have a little cipher for the family at the end, for their families, you know?
What's the age group on that, Rob?
They're about 10, from 10 to 14, I think is what they said.
So, and this might sound like a weird question. I'm sure there'll be parameters around content that's appropriate.
Oh, yeah. Well, as far as what I show them,
but more importantly, maybe how they want to express themselves.
Yeah, and how they want to express themselves. That's interesting, because when there are rules in a cipher, and there are, you know, depending on that situation or circumstance, the rules could change depending on what cipher you're in, you know? And so as a participant in it, you know, it's important to know what those ground rules might be. Like where I'm from, you can't just keep rapping forever if you're in a cipher with people. Like, you gotta go, you do your thing, you get in, you get out. You know what I'm saying? Right. You know, it goes in a certain direction. You can't just randomly, like, we gotta know it's a turn and everybody knows their turn is coming. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because if there is not order, it gets crazy. And then there's always that one dude who can't rap that good trying to take over everything, you know what I'm saying? So with the kids, we're also gonna have parameters, you know, and they're gonna be at the library, and you know, it's funny you bring that up, because I made a mistake one time and I let them be too free. This was, I went to Ohio, they flew me out to Ohio to do a cipher workshop for a week with these kids, right? And I was in the most, it was, these kids had a lot of issues. Let's just say that, right? And they really wanted to, they were into what they call dissing, right? And I know what you diss somebody, you know what I mean? But their dissing meant like battle rap, like they wanted to battle each other, right? So then he was like, they would be like, yo, mister, he dissed me though. He's trying to diss me and I'm gonna diss him, you know, or whatever. And can we diss? Because we're friends. And I said, well, are you guys friends? Yeah, we're friends, you know? It's like, but what if he says something that hurts your feelings? Are you gonna be okay with that? You know, what are you gonna say? You know, and he's like, no, he can't hurt my feelings. I know we're just joking. But once you let him loose,
right, yeah.
They were going through all kind of things, man. And so I realized you can't just let them go crazy, because it's like just letting them fight and watching them, you know. Right. I created, you know, parameters, and there was one kid who the goal was to get them to be able to record together, right? And another class was learning how to record and engineer. And so my kids went into the other kids' class, and it was their turn. They all had their verses written. These three brothers were all gonna diss each other on a track. They all agreed they were gonna diss each other, right? And it was the cutest little raps you ever heard. It was like funny because they're brothers too. So a lot of it was inside jokes that you won't know what they're talking about, but to them it's major, you know? But they would diss each other and laugh, right? But this one brother, he didn't want to rap. He didn't want to record on the mic. He didn't want to rap. And we were like, why not? Like, let's go, let's do it. This is your chance. Like, this is it. You're going to be on a song with your brothers. It's going to be on YouTube, you know, all this. And he was like, no, I don't want to. And then his brothers talked to him, and they were like, he wants to, he just doesn't want everybody to watch him. You know, like that, like he just doesn't want everybody to see. And then, so we turned off the lights, we dimmed the lights, everybody had to leave. And little man laid his verse down, you know what I'm saying? And we celebrated. It was crazy. We had a big celebration that he did this. And they left with their little track. They got a song out. And, you know, I don't know why I went there. Why did I go there? But the parameters on the cipher for the kids, I realized that is pretty important. It's pretty important. But I do want them to be free at the same time and feel that they can express themselves, you know? Right. So I'm still working on that part. If you guys have suggestions, let me know. You know,
I just know that's like that age where like critical thought starting to form, but you're also like, keep it a buck. I was cursing, and you know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, that was kind of more where it was coming from, like, you know, how much will you allow them to express themselves? That's dope.
So we'll see what it is, you know, and every group of kids is different.
Right.
And the kids I was with in Ohio, they were mostly Black, you know, and the kids here are going to be mostly Mexican.
Okay.
So they might not even speak English.
Right.
It might be in Spanish. You know what I'm saying?
Ew.
Which is going to be ill if that has to happen. Yeah. I do speak Spanish, but that's going to be ill.
I want to ask Jeff a question before you say you're about to get out of here.
Oh yeah, go ahead, and then go ahead.
And actually, guys, before we transition, I got to dip out because I'm writing a grant, and it's an artist grant in my city, and I need to get it, and the deadline is tonight, and there's still some things I got to work out. You know?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys for having the team on. I really appreciate you making the space for us.
Yeah, thank you for running point on setting that up, man.
No doubt.
Rob,
Thanks a lot, man.
Peace.
Peace.